Hi, Antra. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and share your experience with teachers and school leaders in Estonia. So
Thank you, Arthur.
can we maybe begin? Maybe you can just briefly describe the context of your school and why is instructional coaching important to you as a school leader?
Right. My school is in its fifth year now. We're a public-private partnership school. So we're a government school. We teach children of government school, but we are funded by private partners. And we ourselves are a non-profit organization that's running the school. We're also a secondary school. So we're grades 8, 9, and 10. Um, Final grade of education in my state is grade 10. Post this, they go to college. So I'm responsible for the grades of low income communities where it's make or break for them. They will either go to college, have a career, or they will drop out and not have one. So it's an extremely high stake place that we are at right now. My school has 250 students across the three grades, and we are a team of 16 people, including the non-teaching staff as well, myself included. 16 of us who are responsible for these 250 students. Um, Instructional coaching is a big part of what I do, like my profile. A big part, like about 40% of my job description is instructional coaching. Um, Only because that's truly the fastest and the most reliable way to accelerate student learning inside classrooms. Um, to paint you a picture, I think this year in grade 9, I had a lot of teacher churn. A lot of new teachers were leaving within a month, and then another new teacher was joining, and that rhythm was just not setting. And by middle of the year was somewhere. So our academic year is June to February for grade 9 because we start grade 10 earlier. Uh, Mid-year was somewhere in November, and our students were not clearing. 60% of my grade was not clearing the grade level assessment. So they were not doing well in math, literacy, anything at grade 9 level. And it was because the teachers just kept changing and we didn't have enough time to coach them. Yes, 60% of my grade was not clearing their grade level assessments. And we
Mm.
realized that we had to build more time for teacher training and coaching.
Yeah.
So on one of the days, we would leave grade 9 2 hours earlier than their dispersal time. And we used that 2 hours every single week to train our teachers, coach our teachers, get the most important skills developed. And right now they're about to finish their year and we're about to start grade 9. And 100% of them are clearing their grade level assessment. And instructional coaching has been truly instrumental in getting that done. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it's important for us.
Yeah, that's fantastic impact in quite a short amount of time. But so my follow-up question would be, you already talked a little bit about it, how you make time for coaching, but can you say a little bit more?
Yeah.
Uh, what you've explained why coaching is important to you,
Mm.
but can you just say a little bit more about how you're making time to really prioritize high quality teacher professional development, on a weekly basis? What are some of the strategies that you use? What are the things that you decide not to do? Can you
Mm.
talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. To give some context about just how my work is set up, I don't do a lot of administrative government facing reporting work. That does take a lot of time away from a principal's desk, but I have an administrative staff who does it, and I'm only at a signing position. That does free up a lot of time by design for me to be able to focus on this. Two big things that I do actually, and then some smaller stuff here and there. One is just have a very clear and concrete action plan for every month. Uh, so when this month was about to start, so on 30th January, I sat down and I decided what my February should look like. What are the biggest priorities? Some things here run as events in a particular month. So our board exams, our standardized state level exams that our grade 10 gives is in this month. So that has its own work. Um, so being able to have a clear view of the month, what's going to come, what's going to take my time, doing that at the start of the month And then every week, so every Friday before I end my workday, I look at my next week. What will Monday to Friday next week look like? And really break it down into tasks, very specific tasks. So which teacher will I observe? Which teacher I will not observe? Like I observed them last week and their class seemed okay. I'm going to let that go for this week. Which teacher I observed last week did need more hand holding. So I am going to make it a point to go to their classroom next week. So take those decisions at a time when I'm a little more zoomed out from daily operations. And I try not to make those decisions when I'm in the middle of running the school, because obviously the most urgent, important things take up priority then. So I think one is that just have a clear goal for the month in front of me and then keep breaking it down into what's the most important action that will lead me to that goal. Second, and I think this is just to do with me and my time and how I can protect it. But I think the more important action that's also it takes a little longer to get done is actually develop a second level of leadership within the school. So I have a bunch of teachers who are in their third or the fourth year of teaching. So they are a lot more advanced in their own teaching and don't require so much support from me anyway. But they're also able to coach the new teachers, year one teachers, on some basics of instruction delivery, classroom culture, those basic pieces. So we have two structures. One is a grade team coordinator. This will typically be a teacher in their year 4 or year 5 who will be the leader for that grade's teachers. They would do classroom observations. They would give feedback to them. They would ensure classroom gets to a culture of learning. They would ensure the teacher is doing those little strategies that are basic, but maybe someone needs some time to learn them and get everyone to one common basic strong place. And then it becomes a choice of making it good to great, which the coaches can work on and do that. So that's one structure that helps us. Second is actually putting a lot of faith in them and in their decision making. So I have stepped away from making every minute decision in school. It has taken me a long time. It has taken me time to develop that person's just capacity building for that person also to be able to do that. But there are clear areas of my school functioning that someone else is responsible for. They've been with us for a long time. I have faith in them. And I truly do believe in them being able to run it. And then I give them the responsibility end to end that you are going to take the decision for it. You are going to implement it. And then we learn from it. If it goes well, then that's great. If it doesn't, we learn from it and we'll course correct. But I won't get into every minute decision making. That has honestly freed up so much mind space for me to be able to focus on the more important aspects and have a continuous view on how are my teachers doing, how are my classes doing, and what needs to be done. So I feel like these two big things, having a clear action plan of what I want to achieve this month and delegating stuff to people who rise to the occasion and who actually show the skill sets for it. These two things have helped me a lot to be able to keep the most important priority at the center.
Fantastic. I know this has been a brief conversation, but I'm super grateful that you took the time to explain some of the main ways how you're prioritizing coaching, and congratulations on the fantastic results you're achieving with your teachers and with your team, with your students. Um,